My phone battery just died, so for this particular video, I'm not going to show skin. But it was an interesting thing that I found that I wanted to make a video right away because you got this post. Men would rather do this than go to therapy. And as you can see, it's got like 6.7 million views, like it's going viral. And there's a lot of people in the comments. Some of them, taking it seriously. I don't think they're taking this as a meme or anything, and they're like actually bewildered and horrified. It's like, yeah, men love violence. What are men doing? This is unacceptable. And I'm looking at it, and it's like, this is fun. I mean, okay, you go outside in nature, you're doing physical activities. Like, none of these people look morbidly obese. And they seem to be having fun. They're engaging in team play and coordination. What is wrong with it? Like, why is this being demonized and vilified by a fringe, radical minority of people? And instead, they're recommending that you go to therapy. And like, what is therapy? You go to a person that's going to ask you cash by the hour. So it's their financial interest that you keep going to them. Like, if they actually ever fix you, if they actually ever convince you that you don't need therapy anymore, they're actually losing business. Right? And you look at these therapists, like, when they say go to therapy, they actually say that they're not going to heal you. They say that it is a process. And to me, it reminds me of what people used to do back in the day when they would just go to a priest. Right? You'd go to church, to a religious institution, to an imam or to a rabbi or something, and that was the therapy. But back then, at least it was cheaper. And some people will say, well, it's superstition. And no, it's not, because like most of these established religion, especially like Christianity, they took their philosophy from the Stoics. Like a lot of stuff from Christianity is imported from the Greeks, from the Stoics. So the priest is not an uneducated person. He actually went to a university. He did study what religion considers to be human psychology with data that they've gathered for over 2,000 years. I would say that, yeah, like that person who is not interested in you going there over and over is actually a more sensible thing to do than a psychologist that's been trained by an institution which glorifies the massive pervert, which is Sigmund Freud. Like, anyone that had the displeasure to read some of the Sigmund Freud shit, you will notice that a lot of things that he says, he pulls out from his asshole. Well, like, for instance, he believes that the son wants to kill the father so he can have sex with the mother, and you're really like, what the fuck? What? And this, like, set the basis for an entire science? Yes, it did. Anyway, I overly simplify. But, like, look, if you want to go to therapy and it's actually good for you, that's great. You know, like, if it works for you, that's fine. But I don't understand, like, why the same people go into videos like this and they criticize people for having fun. Like this is literally it, right? Like, we live in a time where if someone has fun in a different way that you're used to, it's evil. It's like, oh, they're different from us, which means they can't be trusted. You know, it's literally that shit. It's like, the more tolerant people become, the more bigoted they are. Because again, like, you go into the comment section and you will see literal Karens just like being freaked out about this display. Because I guess, like, they don't do it, and if they don't do it, then no one else should be allowed. They're genuinely believing that this is inciting violence, which is fascinating. You stay at home, you play video games, they incite violence. You go out in the woods with your friends, you partake into historical recreative activities, it creates violence. It's like, Karen, what do I need to do so you feel safe? And the answer is, be rich enough in order to afford to go to therapy. It's like, motherfucker, I can't go to afford to eat at a McDonald's. Watch my previous video, you'll see what I mean. And you want me to pay for it therapy? Like, Jesus, this is free. Well, technically it's not free, because you still need to get the sword and the shield. But I'm willing to bet if you have friends, they can lend you theirs. It's absolutely bizarre. And again, like, the thing that triggers me is the judgmental stuff, right? Like someone does something remotely different. Just remotely different. And it's not just about this, you know, like Matt Walsh freaking out that people like anime. It's like the same thing that I said in that video. It's like Matt Walsh, his lived experiences revolve around Jesus, hunting, and fishing. Anyone that deviates from the trifecta must be evil. He doesn't know what that means. Oh, anime, what is that? Video games? You know, it's kind of like that. And it's this type of mindset that is corrupting people. And they're going on the internet, and the moment they see that someone is just a little bit different, or they're having fun in a different way, oh my god, oh, it's horrible, it's horrifying. Unironically, though, this is the therapy, right? Like, just going with your friends and partaking in fun activities. I think, like, one of the things that may concern the Karens is that there's no terms of safety, right? Like, unlike the internet, like, these people can talk with each other without the big corporation listening in. Like, Joe Biden and the Democrats don't know what these people are discussing. Like, can you imagine? What if one of them says a slur? What if one of them says something hateful? How would you know? Oh my god, that is horrible, right? Like, people engaging in open air, they can talk to each other. Oh, they're a threat to our democracy, aren't they? And they're also not inclusive enough. Oh my god, where's, like, there's no women here. I think this is also triggering. They're not included. They must be bigots. They must suffer from sexismus because I don't see any woman being involved here. That there's also no people in wheelchairs and no chubby people. So yeah, clearly this is the case. It's that they are ostracizing. You think that this is the case, though? It's like, because again, I'm pretty sure if you're a woman and you want to play with these guys, like, they will allow you. It's just that I don't think women are interested in this type of activity. But they would probably look at it and consider it sexismus because you don't really have, like, if you don't have members of the opposite sex, it can't be that the opposite sex isn't interested. It's sexismus. Maybe they should have, like, a diversity officer leading the charge, huh? That would actually, you could have the role of a commissar. Be like the diversity commissar. Man, I really wish I could partake in this now, unironically. Like, this looks so freaking cool. And it also looks difficult, because you gotta coordinate with your bodies in order to hold the shield wall and stuff. And it also shows, like, a recreation of just how scary things were back in the day. I mean, just look at this, right? Imagine you're in the battlefield of a medieval country. And these weapons can actually hurt you, right? Like, they can actually dismember. They actually are very dangerous. And it's a very painful way to die, right? So you're staring the enemy in the face and they're staring you. Just imagine what our ancestors went through. My god, like, it's so personal, right? And you can be, like, the best warrior ever. You can be the best fighter, but if the friends are next to you, if they rout, if they decide to run away, you're fucked. And by the way, this is actually how medieval battles were like. It was pretty much like who loses morale first. So most of the casualties didn't happen when the shield wall was up. Like, when people were fighting in formations and you were, like, face to face, you didn't actually get many casualties. It's only when people would drop the shields and run away that the other side would chase you down, and that's where the slaughter began. Like, that's when the casualties started happening. But anyway, right, I digress. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.